The information provided by Trading Forex Price Action to you does not constitute personal financial advice. The information provided is of a general nature only and does not take into account your individual objectives, financial situation, or needs. It should not be used, relied upon, or treated as a substitute for specific professional advice.
Weekly Forecast.
Hey guys, this is a weekly forecast for July 26th through the 30th of 2021. Alright, we'll start off with the Euro-USD pair. This is a monthly chart. We'll start off with an overview. So because of this price action right here being very strong short and this move still having a ways to go, in the long term, I'm short biased right back down to this pivot low right here. However, because of a breakout of this trend line from this pivot to this pivot right here, and that breakout being right here, in the medium term, I am long biased right back up to this pivot high right here. And moreover, on the weekly chart, since there is more short strength than long strength, in the short term, I am short biased right back down to this pivot low right here. Alright, let's talk entries. Alright, this is a weekly chart. Let me run you by the setup I've been looking at for the past couple of months. So there was a strong short trade right here, and then a week-long trade formed here. So as price pulled back, I was looking for short entries right back down to this pivot low as a target. And then the same thing happened, so another week-long trade formed right here. So as price pulled back, I was again looking for short trades right back down to this pivot low right here. And the same thing happened again. So another week-long trade formed right here. So as price pulled back close to the last short trade's stop loss level, which is right here, roughly a month and a half ago, I took a short trade at 1.22.50 at this level right here, with a stop loss at this pivot high right here, and its main target being right back down here. Okay, so after I took that short entry, a couple weeks later, there was another strong short trade that formed on this weekly chart, with this stop loss at this pivot high right here. So at that point, I adjusted my stop loss of the original short trade I took from this level right here, right down to this level right here. And then the following week, since my stop loss is at this level at this point, and there was a slight pullback, giving me a nice risk and reward ratio for another short trade, I took another short entry at 1.22.30 at this level right here, with again the same stop loss at this pivot high right here, and the main target being down here. And then as price fell for the next couple of weeks, if you recall, roughly 3 weeks ago, I took out 90% of both positions, roughly at this 1.1830 levels right here, due to overall trade management. So at this point, I still have 10% of both positions in to see if it could first reach its main target right here at this level, and then beyond this level. Alright, and there were some interesting price patterns that formed in this area, so let's go over to the 4-hour chart. Alright, on this 4-hour chart, as price came down along with that weekly short trade, there are many interesting price patterns that formed in this area. So let me go ahead and explain those to you. Alright, first of all, there was a nice fake HNS that formed right here, which gave a nice opportunity for intraday trade. And the logic being that fake HNSs typically do not go its target height, generally in this area right here. And so an intraday trade that you would take with a higher time frame weekly bias, in this case which is short, would have the risk parameters of a stop loss at this level right here, and the main target being at the fake HNS's right shoulder stop loss level right here. So one will wait for a pullback as much as possible and take a short trade with again the stop loss at this price level here, where the fake HNS dictates that price will not reach and its main target being on the right shoulder stop loss level right here. Okay, and then the following week, there was another fake HNS pattern, which would be at this level right here. And again, the stop loss will be the target height level, roughly at this area right here. And its main target being at the right shoulder stop loss level at this level right here. However, in this case, as you can see, price didn't give much of a pullback to make this intraday trade a worthwhile trade. So one thing to remember is that these price pattern entries, along with a higher time frame short trade, don't always provide setups that are worthwhile. Okay, and following that trade, there was a fake double bottom that formed in this area right here. And here's something I haven't discussed yet in my courses, but price patterns as well as the basic rules that constitute a legitimate and fake double bottom, there's also the matter of aesthetics. And in this case, this double bottom aesthetically does not measure up to the requirements needed for a legitimate or fake double bottom. Now the reason being is because a double bottom, whether it be fake or legitimate, is based on the idea that many others would also view it as a legitimate or fake double bottom. So in my opinion, this 4-hour double bottom right here is too big. So in other words, if this double bottom second leg came down in this area, that would tell me from an aesthetics perspective that others would view this as a double bottom also. Now moreover, on this level right here last week, there was a fake 1-hour double bottom that formed. However, as you can see, price still reached this target height level right here, in which this 1-hour fake double bottom dictates that price should not reach. Now in this case, this is simply due to the fact that this 1-hour double bottom sits in the midst of a monthly gap level that runs right in this area. Now this is another key point to keep in mind, is that when a lower time frames double bottom or HNS is in the midst of a higher time frames gap level. So in other words, if the higher time frames gap is engulfing the lower time frames price patterns, this fact often distorts the price pattern's future price movement. So at a basic level, when this type of price action forms, I will not make any trade decisions based on these price patterns. Okay, now let me give you an explanation of how I'm going to manage the remainder of those two short positions. So let's go back to the monthly chart. Alright, so on this monthly chart, the two levels I'm looking at for the time being are two gap levels on this monthly chart. One is right here at this level right here. It's roughly a medium-sized gap. And the other one is at this level right here. Now let me go ahead and show you where I found these gaps. So this upper gap is from way back. So let me go ahead and show you that. Alright, so on this monthly chart, way back in 2003, there was a monthly gap at this level right here, all the way down to this level right here. So that upper gap I was showing you is this level right here. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you where that lower gap came from. So let's go back. Alright, so the lower gap is constructed from many gaps in this area right here. The lower end of the gap comes from this close of the candle right here, and this open of this candle. And the upper end of this gap comes from this close up here, and the open of this candle right here. So these two gaps, when grouped together, form one small gap at this level right here. Alright, so for the time being, I'll be watching if price could get through this gap level right here where price is currently at. Then perhaps hit our main target at this pivot low right here. And then following that, see if price could get to this next smaller gap right down here. And if monthly price can get through both of these gaps, the next level I'll be watching for is this monthly trend line level right here that was broken out at this level right here. And see what happens when price reaches that point. So let me actually go ahead and show you this trend line level. So let me zoom out again. Alright, so that trend line retest level is actually what I showed you on the overview. So it's from this pivot to this pivot right here. And that breakout being right here. Now again, if price could get through these gap levels and close under it, the next level I'll be looking for price to test is this level right here. And perhaps at this point I may take out another 5% of both those positions. Okay, and moreover, I'm always looking for compact long price action to form, in which case this does form on the lower time frames. I would abort both remaining positions immediately. Alright, and if you're having trouble understanding what I'm talking about in terms of legitimate and fake patterns and trend lines and whatnot, please watch my price action trading course, for that course is designed to provide you the necessary information so you can understand these forecasts and analysis. Okay, let's go on to the Euro-Yen pair. Okay, this is a weekly chart. We'll start off with an overview. So the last weekly long trade that formed was right here, with a stop loss at this pivot low right here. And then there was possibly compact short price action that formed at this level, which represents strong short strength. And although there isn't full confirmation of the legitimacy of this compact short price action, there have been partial confirmations on the daily chart at this level, this level, this level, and possibly on this new price level on the daily chart. So in the long term, for the time being, I am short bias all the way back down to this pivot low right here. Moreover, in recent price action, there hasn't been any signs where price could reach this compact short price action stop loss level at this price level right here. So in this short term, I'm also short bias right back down to this pivot low right here. Okay, let's talk entries. Alright, we'll stay on this weekly chart. Let me run you by the setup I've been looking at for the past couple of months. So there was a strong long trade that formed right here, with a stop loss at this pivot low right here. And then there was a weak short trade that formed right here. So as price pulled back, I was looking for long entries right back up to this pivot high as a target. And then the same thing happened, another weak short trade formed. So as price pulled back, I was again looking for long trades right up to this pivot high as a target. Then at these 2 points right here, there were actually 2 short trades that were stronger than the last weekly long trade. However, both these short trades hit a monthly strong gap level at this level right here. And so again, I was long biased, with the main targets being at these pivot highs right here. Then roughly a month and a half ago, there was possible compact short price action that formed in this area. Now, although there wasn't full confirmation of the legitimacy of this compact short price action, there was partial confirmation on the daily chart in this area right here. And so if you recall, I took a short trade at this 132.20 level right here, with a stop loss at this pivot high right here, and its main target for the time being at the last weekly long trade stop loss level right here. Alright, so let me explain to you how daily price is giving partial confirmation of the legitimacy of this compact short price action. So let's go over to the daily chart. Okay, so on this daily chart, that possible compact short price action formed right here, which shows strong short strength. Now the first partial confirmation that formed was this fake daily HNS right here. Now this fake daily HNS shows short-term long strength. However, price came right back down and came down to the target height level in which price should not reach, thus confirming short-term short strength. Now this contributed to the legitimacy of this compact short price action, and so as price pulled back in this area, I took that short entry at 132.20 at this level right here with a stop loss at this pivot high, and its main target way down at that weekly long stop loss level. And roughly at the same time, there was a strong daily long trade that formed right here. However, this stop loss was also stopped out at this level right here, again adding more confirmation to the legitimacy of this compact short price action. And furthermore, again, another strong long trade formed. At this point, I was mentioning if I get another pullback to this 132.20 level, I'm willing to take another short entry based on the partial confirmations I got earlier. However, we did not get a pullback to those levels. And then the following day, price came right back down to stop out this last strong long trade stop loss level, again adding more confirmation to the legitimacy of the compact short price action. And then this week, the same thing happened. Another strong long trade formed right here. So at this point, if price could fall right back down to stop out the stop loss level at this level right here, that will further add more confirmation. All right, so now let me explain to you how I plan to manage this short trade. So let's go over to the monthly chart. Alright, so on this monthly chart, at the current moment, price is at a medium gap level right here. Now this gap is constructed from many gaps at this level right here. Now the upper area is consisted from these gaps right here. The midsection is constructed from this area right here. And finally, the lower end is constructed from the close of this candle right here to the open of this candle. Now if you put all these together, it forms one medium-sized gap. So for the time being, I'm just watching for the weekly and the monthly chart to close past this gap level. And moreover, for the time being, since there are no short-term signs of a pullback right up to that stop loss level of the compact short price action at these levels up here, if I do get a pullback right up to this 132.20 levels again, I'm willing to take another short entry, again with the stop loss at the compact price action stop loss level, and its main target again being at that weekly long stop loss at this level right here. Okay, and last but not least, I'm always looking for compact long price action to form, in which case if this forms, I would abort the short trade immediately. Okay, alright, so that's it for the weekly forecast. I hope you guys have a great week, and thanks for watching. Okay, bye.